Welcome back to Digital Wandering, and I just wanted to give even more browser news. And to do so, I brought back the iBook G3 Clamshell, and this is rocking Mac OS 9, the last version of the classic operating system. And I have the Classilla web browser here. Now this web browser hasn't been updated. Well, the previous update was in 2014, so it's been 7 years. But in 2021, this year, it's been updated for a final time as a part of the announcement that the TenFourFox browser was being the support for that was being discontinued this year. There was also an announcement that Classilla was getting one final update. The information on the TenFourFox browser is on my previous video, but I also just wanted to show Classilla. So the previous, and I actually showed this browser before, but it was version 9.3.3, and this is 9.3.4. So this is the final version of this browser. And I think, I'm not really sure how much changes from the end user perspective that this final update is. Will it change the experience? I mean, there's still going to be, the accessibility is still pretty much the same. So this is how it looks on Facebook. It takes you to the mobile version. Many of the links on the pages you will not be able to access. So you see the headlines here, and this is the Facebook page for the New York Times. But you know, we also showed in a previous video FrogFind and 68K News as a way to access web pages that are normally inaccessible on a machine like this. Hey, let's look at Reddit, what Reddit looks like in Classilla. So this is just Classilla's rendering of some of these modern web pages. Reddit does work on Classilla. Okay, here we go. It's not the formatting that you would see on a modern web browser, but it is functional. Also, I just want to show a couple other web pages here of interest. I had a comment about this one, Wiby, and I wanted to show this previously, but I never did. And let's just go to that here. It's a search engine for classic web pages, so pages that have been hosted on the web many years. Some of you can find pages here that are 10 years, 20 years old or longer. It's a rare, kind of a rare thing, but there are web pages from the late 90s and early 2000s that are still hosted. And this gives you an opportunity to find some of those classic web pages. So you just put in a search term, just like you would do in any modern web browser. And this is a modern web browser, but it's just a modern web browser to search classic web pages. So let's just see here. Now, some of the classic web pages are, some of them haven't been touched since when they were first placed on the web, however many years ago. Some of the pages are dated. So it looks like this page was originally created in 2002. I don't know how many changes have occurred on this page since then, but it's still accessible on Classilla, and I think you could probably pull that up on an older web browser as well, just based on the encryption level. Oops, let's get that out of there. Okay, so this is a really good search engine at first discovered this or came across it because I was looking for old web pages that would still be accessible on some of my classic machines that are rocking older web browsers, and I came across this. One of the tech web blogs mentioned it, so it's really interesting thing. And also I want to show. Okay, I just went back to Reddit here. Let's let this load, because I also want to show another page that's kind of similar, but where Wiby locates older web pages that are still hosted on the web. The old net, what that does is it uses like the Internet Archive to access the archive versions of web pages. There's a lot of sections here of the old net. So like at the top here, we can just go up top. You can use it like you would do a normal search engine, and it will find you archive versions of web pages based on your search term. But you can also go down here with like most visited sites, and you can click on some of the web pages. And it will give you an archive version. So this is YouTube. And this archive version looks like it's from 2005. So if you've been searching the web for a long time, this can be fairly nostalgic. Like, let's look at the New York Times. We tried that previously. We got the mobile version using Classillas. And what year is this from? This is from 1996. Okay, yeah, it tells you right here, November 12th. Let's just check an old version of CNN here. So for nostalgic purposes, like things like Wiby, OldNet, you can spend a lot of time on this. Now, you know, I'm not someone that uses these old machines as their main computer. So there is still a lot of discovery that I could do here to find web pages. I found, you know, probably over 100 pages that are still accessible on these older machines, just using the abilities of like Classilla or any of the other browsers that I have here. And then there's also tools like FrogFind and 68K News that I showed on a previous video that you can use to access modern web pages. So there's like 1,000,001 ways that you can utilize these machines. It doesn't equal the ability of a modern web browser, but there's still a lot of things you can do with these machines. But yeah, so Classilla is reaching the end of the road for its support, but you know, that's the feeling that many of us, since like the last update was in 2014, that's basically many of us have been in that space for a long time, feeling that the support had gone away, but it's just official now with the final update. And this just was great that there was a tool here that we could use on an old operating system like Mac OS 9. And it still has use today, using the existing capabilities of the browser and tools of the past and tools that are continually being made going forward. So it's just wonderful that we can still utilize these machines on some level. So yeah, I just wanted to show that, discuss that final update for Classilla. Thanks for watching. This is Digital Wandering signing off.